Look, I want you to think about something. To everybody that's against me, just, you need to listen. It's like, okay, you have certain parties that are taking up for Iran. And I'm sorry that my voice is a little hoarse. Y'all know me, I get excited. Excuse me, but the show has to go on. I don't watch the news. All I have to do is watch certain influencers or certain channels, and then they just go over what's in the news. But you have to look at this thing like, let's learn how to look at it from a different angle. Okay? With everything that has transpired in the last 6 years, seriously, with the literally forcing of groups who are terrorists, beyond terrorist, they have conditioned you with protesting is actually terrorism, but the news just says it's protesters. Well, what we have to do is we know now, that the news is very controlled. And it literally has people hanging on with fear, hate. Nothing good comes out of it at all. Do you understand that? So what we have witnessed is literally insanity on the immigration, is what they call it. Okay, all the time and resources that they spent on just throwing human beings in with tradition values, just throwing them in there on purpose. Okay, and then getting on the news and screaming that you're racist and all this. When listen, how do you know that Iran doesn't control the Democratic Party and the news? And what they did was they used the Democratic Party to flood this nation with immigrants from all these countries, while there were hidden true terror cells slowly being set up. Like right now, there's thousands, I'd say, of not just Iran. There's all kinds of shit fixing to pop off. There is. Okay? How do you know that they didn't set all that shit up? And then they were the ones that provoked Israel and the United States to do what they did, to fuck us up even worse. It's easy to see that. It's so easy to see that. Does it make sense now on how these demons, they stayed in it the whole time, just pushing pride, oh, we're about doing this, you're a racist, and it's disgusting. And then they use the news, and then they hid behind these terms, which come through the colleges. So how do you know that other terrorist organizations don't control the fucking colleges? Because all the children now are all so weak. All these weak human beings here in America, everybody, they'll cuss you out and destroy everything around you and you. But if you react in any fucking way, you're a racist, and you're Nazi, and you're mean, yeah, and you need to go. It's like, what the fuck? So how do you know that Iran hasn't controlled, just like the Democrats control the news, the majority of it? So how do you know that the same way that they've been programming stupid-ass people to hate America, don't teach the laws or nothing, and then one way you get back, because George Bush called it the axis of power, of evil. Well, axes has to do with what? Dimensions and geometrical, like, figures. Like dimensions, what I've told you about. You fucking physicists and shit laugh at me and you have nothing. You've got a fucking coloring book and a kid's meal for an education. And you do. Okay? I'm giving you, like, it's all one, though. At the top, it's controlled. It's all controlled. And the biggest thing for any one human being to truly grasp is that it's fucking controlled by one fucking group. And the end goal, it doesn't have to do with this world. It has to do with literally what they've been telling you. It's making a one conscience. And they're connecting all this fucking AI and everything. And you need to think about that. When they get those chips in the brains, oh, it's over. It's over. But it's going to get there. But before we even get there, they're going to fucking blow the shit out of everything. You know, and it's going to... alien invasion, civil war, wars. I told you a long time ago. I said, look. I said, it's going to come. It's going to collapse. The whole world's going to collapse. However it's going to come, it's going to come. We all know that eventually there's going to be new, because they got all this fucking technology. Listen, they dropped 30,000 bombs on Germany. And see, they've already conditioned you with certain articles. Well, if we could run out of this, it's like, okay, then where's all our tax fucking dollars going? Where's all this money at? What do you mean you're running out? You could run low. What the fuck are you talking about? Y'all dropped 30,000 with other allies and shit on Germany. Yeah, over fucking 7 days. So you could do the same thing. And it doesn't matter. The news has gotten on there and gone, yeah, they're shooting out. They've got counter missiles that go out there and yeah. Listen, you don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist to eradicate something. Like when you have every fucking thing possible. But like I said though, how do you know that Iran didn't do this on purpose? And they ain't been controlling the Democratic Party. Well, if you hate a land, you're going to turn them into little sissies. Yep, you control the whole system. Control the news. Doesn't make sense. And fucking destroy them from the inside out. It should wake you up a little bit. And that's one way they can get to Trump and then take him out on this certain date that we've said. And they don't miss these fucking numbers. Okay? And that's what I'm saying. You got to understand, all these children don't understand like terrorism. They don't understand, I don't think you do either, that there can literally be 5,000 jihadists or whatever it is you want to call some terror organization. Okay? 5,000 of them. They have been raised from birth and they're all 35 years old now. They've never fucking went anywhere. But they've done so much shit, but they're a unit. So now there's all that fucking discipline now is going to train 100,000 in the course of 5 years. And then those 100,000 over a half a century plan, those 100,000 will infiltrate a land in with immigrants because we're going to control the news. And those motherfuckers are the ones that'll take themselves out and everybody else around you. And they'll blend in and all that shit. You know, they're not the ones out there fake protesting. That's the fucking dummies. That's the dummies. The terrorist. It's what it is. You got to start calling it what the fuck it is. You know, but I'm telling you right now, I already know the truth, but I have to give you a logical reason for you to actually believe something other than what you're given. Because what I'm giving you is actually, if you look at it, it's like, holy shit, that does look about right. Because it is. It is. So, you know, and one way to get close to somebody is to grow into them. And this mind has been trained to take someone out and themselves. You have no idea, these Jesuits, these Jessies. Listen, death is nothing to them. It's nothing. And once you understand it's nothing to these are crazy fucking demons that will pray with you and tell you Jesus loves you and fucking take you out at the same time. It's beautiful. on how they program human beings. I'm talking about program them no different than you do any other program in a computer. That's where the shit comes from. And they'll take anybody out on it. They don't hesitate. They've got certain fucking jobs. But now you don't understand this entity I'm talking about. Throw the fucking name away. If you look at 2000 here and then go to the year 1500 to when this thing supposedly, we're going to go with what their books say. So you got to understand, for 500 years, here's a tree. It's just starting to grow. 500 years of these fuckers. So every decade, half century, quarter millennial, half millennial to 2000, they lay dormant for 200 years. And it's a creation from the Vatican. So it's created from these fuckers that are behind all that. That's the ones I can see and tell you all about. The 9, fuck that. There's not 9. There's 1. One that's very, very fucking structured. You have no idea the structure that they have. You do not have it in you to understand it at all. This is shit you gotta understand. When you're gonna influence a nation and you're gonna infiltrate it, you're gonna take a long fucking time. Because if you're pissed off at a nation, like let's just say like Bush and all that shit back then, you're gonna say, all right, fuck you. Okay. And then because they're weakening America. So if you're them, you're witnessing, oh, it's getting weak, so let's send our agents in there. These Jessies, these Iranian Jessies. Even though the ones in here are working with them too. It's all fucked up. But let's go with what I'm giving you. So they come over here and set up shop through the immigration. And then just like I was telling you, over, half a century, they've set up shop in 20 years. And if you'll just look at the news. Think about how disgusting the news is now. It's fucking disgusting. There's billions of fucking shit everywhere. It's bombarded on you. It's not like it was if you didn't grow up without this garbage. It wasn't in your ass all fucking day long. And it's disgusting because it's the people can't see. They go from one image to another one, and then they follow all that shit back home. It's just a circuit. But it's okay. If you can't understand what I just said, we're going to go with the Iranian thing of them infiltrating this land using the Democratic Party because they have all the money in the fucking world. Oh, are you kidding me? You mean to tell me that these countries with all this oil, that they're so damn dumb and ignorant, they don't have nothing? You got to understand, when this shit popped off, they were fucking blowing the shit out of everybody around them, supposedly, right? That's what I'm saying. How do you know that they didn't do that on purpose? And now, whatever's happening is happening right now, and their little agents are in place. And when that day comes, it's very easy to see it. Sleeper cells are not hard to see. It's easy to see how they can be set up so easily. In the disguise of the Democrats always say, well, that's their religious belief. They're religious. And they all hide behind that shit. They hide behind that. Terrorists do. Fucking true terrorists. And then your children and you take up for that. You leave him alone. We're equality and diversity. See, they introduced all that satanic terminology, black magic, fucking inclusion, diversity, equality. That's the Iranians programming all these fucking idiots. So when they pop off, they're gonna get everybody off guard. There goes your resources and all this other shit. Gone. Nobody's ready for it. They fucked everything up slowly, and they're gonna destroy it. They're the ones who will get the last laugh. And I'm just saying, that's something that could possibly happen. Trump could go and then all hell breaks loose because everybody will be rooting it on, just like they did Bin Laden. Isn't that sick? on how the news has programmed everybody and children and students. This is not a real fucking nation, man. It's already there. You would never allow students or the nation to witness a movie like Civil War, where at the end it's so graphic what they do to the president. And that's for this point in time. The Iranians got enough money to buy Hollywood 10 times over and then make fucking movies like Civil War and pay fucking people big time money and to rub it in people's face and say, this is what we're fixing to do to you. So go laugh, go eat your little fast foods and all that. Go get your junky fucking snacks. All that shit's going to be cut in time. And we win. And that's the thing is, to them, taking you out in one lick's no fun. They want us to suffer. They want us to have a fucking horrible death. And there ain't nothing worse than fattening up a whole nation and then just cutting their fucking resources. All these addictive snacks and drinks and everything we eat. You need to think about it. The zombies and all the movies and shit, man. That's the Walking Dead. That's the ones with no resources that depend on that shit. And I've told y'all over the years to condition yourself. Don't listen to Matt. He's fucking stupid. If we were having apples and bananas and blueberries and real shit brought in, I would be literally big time worried. But I'm not. I'm not. You have to slowly condition yourself to not depend on literally everything coming in from outside. Because if something happens, it's all too easy if you look at it. It's all just too good. It's all just too good. You got all these wars and these countries fucking going at each other, resources, commerce, and prices going up, and it's just meant to explode eventually. So, what did we learn today? We learned this, that Iran, okay, I'm going to give you what it is. We already went over it. Iran owns the Democratic Party, and they set up shop a long time ago, and this is fucking payback for some shit that not we did, but Bush. You can get into it. It's, just read. And instead of what you think, they're just going to take people out. Hell no, they're smarter than that. They've infiltrated this nation. They have gotten total control of the Democratic Party, literally, and other fucking nations, not just them. And you know it too. You don't act like that shit and be... It is disgusting what that fucking party has turned into. And these idiots are on board with the terrorists. And when they get cut, they'll be the first to go, oh, I need my fucking Starbucks. Oh, I'm dead. I don't have nothing in me to survive. I'm dead. Bye. And then all your shit will be taken and ravaged like you never existed at all. You don't get to say, I don't care. It's like, yeah, you do. You say you don't now. But when the event happens, you will. And the last thing that'll go through your fucking head is when something does happen that I've been saying, you'll think of Matt Childs. And you'll be like, I hate that motherfucker. And it's like, yeah, but you don't. We're telling you something's going to happen bigger than what you've ever seen, anybody's ever seen. And see, wouldn't it make sense that before an alien invasion, countries would go to war? And I'm just saying, let's just look at it from all these countries. We're not looking at it as humans. We're outside. We're looking at these countries. And there's an entity controlling all those countries. And what they're going to do is fuck with all those countries and make everybody go to war and all this inclusion shit. And then a bunch of people are going to fucking die and all that shit. And then out of that shit right there is going to come this alien invasion. Because Ronald Reagan in 84 or 83 in that speech said that, I wish if the event ever comes to where an outside threat, alien invasion, ever happens, that we could all come together and fight these fucking aliens, is basically what he's saying. So it's not hard to see that the Iran thing, if you want to go with them infiltrating, it's all fucking already been voted on and decided. They just got to play it out. So, wouldn't it make sense that people would be going at each other, war and all this shit, and then all of a sudden, fucking, here comes aliens. Yeah, that gets your attention quick. And think about it. Nobody even really gives a shit. Nobody even gives a shit. I mean, they don't. I mean, they'd freak out but I mean, it's not real. Do you know what it's going to be? It's going to be fucking human beings like me and you created all that shit. It's just going to be a show. That's it. And like I said, the same way that they've trained fucking jihad, whatever, for 50 years in order to train thousands more and then to set up shop, is the same way that this entity that I'm telling you about, that I can see, their ideas come from the telephone to the other side, from the big boy demon. And but in order to create more lies and confusion and shit, look, there's people literally that have been generationally born into what they think is a fucking spaceship. And who knows what they look like. You can alter, you should know that. You don't know that because you have just memorization. Definitions, you don't know. It's like Dahmer, he knew where to cut to stop someone from running off and some other shit. He was taught that shit. He knew procedure that fucking expert, surgeons only knew. You don't learn that kind of shit just fucking cutting on animals. Do you not understand what I'm saying? So, these wars will come about, whatever the fuck, and then all of a sudden aliens, and then, we got to come together, but there's people riding, and seriously, whatever, that's like they're going to be from where the fuck ever they're going to say they're from, whenever they feel like they're going to be here. The controllers. I'm serious. There's so much shit. And truthfully, a lot of us, I don't know about me, you're going to get to witness it. Seriously. It's fucking everything you've ever seen in those crazy ass shows on Netflix or whatever it is. They're all predictive programming shit. Look, they made America number one. Well, it's going to be last, but it's going to be a very slow decay, and it is. So, I got to get something to eat, but I just wanted you to think about that. Like, damn, that does make sense. It's like, well, of course it does. And when you have oil money, you can fucking buy anything. That's what I'm saying. They can own it all. And that's what I'm saying. You got all that money and oil and shit. And wouldn't it make sense that the true fucking criminals are the ones that never get mentioned? Ever. They never get mentioned. Ever. They're always just sitting behind the scenes because they have all the money. So they can create so much shit and control it all. And I love you. Hell yeah.